This is 8th class. I am Joginder Kumar. Here we will discuss the remaining part of chapter 2nd, Trade to Territory. We are going to start from this picture. In the picture you are watching the meeting between the Robert Clive and Mir Jafar after the Battle of Plassey. Here the company continued to make heavy monetary demands which the Nawab Mir Jafar was unable to meet. When he refused to grant more trade privileges and the English deposed him in his place, they installed his son-in-law Mir Qasim. That is why a battle was fought in Buxar, the Battle of Buxar. You can see here Shah Alam II granted Robert Clive the Diwani right of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Now we will see the dual administration. Robert Clive introduced the system of dual government or diarchy in Bengal. Under this system, the Nawab had power of military and criminal jurisdiction, while the company exercised control over revenue. The company had all power but no responsibility, while the Nawab had all responsibilities but no administrative power or resources. Under this system, Bengal suffered tremendously. Finally, Warren Hastings ended the dual government system in 1772. Annexation through the subsidiary alliance. What was the subsidiary alliance? We will see here. Subsidiary alliance was introduced by Marquis Wellesley, Governor General of India, from 1798-1805. Its purpose was to gain control over a large tracts of India without direct wars or spending money on the maintaining troops. Its main principles were: the Indian rulers accepting subsidiary alliance had to disband their army and keep the British forces within their territory. They paid for the maintenance of troops, and these forces were supposed to protect them from external and internal dangers. In case of Indian failed to make payment, either the whole or a part of their territory was ceded by the British as penalty. You can see here the Nizam of Hyderabad. The Nizam of Hyderabad in 1798 was the first to accept the subsidiary alliance. He gave the British the territory of Bellary and Puddepah. The Nawab of Awadh accepted in 1801 and ceded Rohilkhand, Gorakhpur and the territories between the river Ganga and Yamuna. Peshwa Bajirao II accepted the subsidiary alliance in 1802 and agreed to pay 26 lakh a year. You can see here in the last picture. Now, annexation through Lord Dalhousie policy. Doctrine of lapse. Here is misprint. The doctrine of lapse. Under the doctrine of lapse, if any Indian ruler has no male heir, and so the company would annex the area of that ruler, whether they have the adopted son. Under this policy, the East India Company annexed many Indian states, for example, Jhansi, Satara, Nagpur and Kolhapur. Now, expansion through direct military confrontation. The expansion of power of the company through direct military confrontation include a series of wars which were fought between Anglo-Mysore, Anglo-Maratha, Anglo-Sikh and Anglo-Afghan wars. Now, Mysore. The company did not follow the system of subsidiary alliance with all Indian states. It restored to direct war when its political and economic interests were threatened. For example, the rise and the expansion of Mysore under Hyder Ali alarmed the company, resulted in four wars between 1767 to 1799 CE. The Anglo-Mysore War. There were four Anglo-Mysore War fought between the British and the Indian local rulers. The first Anglo-Mysore War was ended after the Treaty of Madras in 1769 because of it was fought between Hyder Ali and EEIC. Here, Ali agreed to help each other in case of attack by a third party. EEIC, English East India Company. The British violated the Treaty of 1769 and did not help Hyder when the Maratha attacked Mysore. In 1771, the second war ended with the Treaty of Mangalore in 1784. In the third Anglo-Mysore War, Tipu was defeated and under the Treaty of Srinagapattam 1792, he had to pay a huge fine to the company. Now, fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Lord Wellesley, the British Governor General, asked Tipu to accept a subsidiary alliance. When he refused, a war was declared in 1798. Tipu died fighting at Sringapattam, and the British annexed most of his conquests and handed them over to the Nizam of Hyderabad. The remaining kingdom was placed under the care of an old ruling family, the Wadeyars, who accepted the subsidiary alliance. The Marathas. From the late 18th century, the company also tried to curb the power of Maratha. The Marathas, recovering from the Third Battle of Panipat in 1761, emerged as a possible alternative to Mughals in North India. The five Maratha chiefs, the Peshwas, Gaikwad, Holkars, Bhosle, and the Sindhias, had internal differences. The British took advantage of these differences to interfere in their internal affairs, leading to three Anglo-Maratha wars 1775-1819. Maratha Anglo Wars. The three wars were fought between Maratha and the English. First Anglo-Maratha War. It ended with the Treaty of Salbai in 1782. Raghunath Rao was installed as Peshwa. Second Anglo-Maratha War. It was ended with the Treaty of Bassein after the Battle of Pune 1802. Third Anglo-Maratha War. Peshwa was supported by Bhosle and Holkar rulers who rose up against the British. After the end of the Third Anglo-Maratha War in 1819, Maratha power ended and the company controlled the entire south of the Vindhyas. Next, the Anglo-Sikh Wars. The death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh of Punjab 1839 was followed a period of instability of which the British took advantages. instabilities. Advantages taken by the British. The First Anglo-Sikh War broke out when the Sikh army tried to cross the Satluj to occupy Lahore. The British defeated them. The Treaty of Lahore was signed and it recognized Dalip Singh, the son of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, as the ruler and his mother Rani Jindan as a regent. The Sikhs had to pay a huge war identity and give away a part of their territories. When the British accused Rani Jindan of anti-British activities and removed her from power, the entire Sikh state revolted. Lord Dalhousie declared a war against the Sikh. In 1849, they were defeated and the British annexed Punjab. Lord Cornwallis, regarded as the father of Indian civil administration, he set up an independent civil services